Hello guys, welcome back. And today we're going to discuss the BTC and Ethereum price actions. And if we're going to look at the weekly time frame, we've got over 2 days to close this weekly candle. And as you remember, since the 10th of May, we had a support and which was acting as a resistance in the last 2 months. So that resistance level was around $36,000 and $37,000. So in the last week, as you can see, we managed to break and stay above the $37,000. So this weekly candle, as far as for now, it looks promising, and that was our primary resistance. So we've got another resistance, which is a main and important resistance that comes between 45 and 48,000, ideally $50,000. If we can break it and claim it as a support, then we can print a new all-time high. However, it's slightly early for us to discuss because lower time frames is heavily underwater. So moving on to a daily time frame. Before we start the technical analysis, if you guys are learning and enjoying from the content, do not forget to like the video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe and activate the bell so you do not miss the accurate market updates. Up until the end of July, as you can see, these levels were daily time frame. Since we couldn't manage the last time to break the $60,000, we were underwater, and that was heavily under the bear's control. However, by managing to stay above the $40,000, the daily time frame entered into a consolidation. So at the moment, price action is trying to test the 43,000 level. On the daily time frame, as you remember, that this was a fake out, and as soon as we managed to stay above the support number 1, we started moving towards the upside. So the resistance that one has to be careful is going to be the resistance number 3. We had these support resistance lines since the 4th of June. Moving on to lower time frame, 4-hour time frame, and as you can see, clear picture that you can see the support number 2. Once we had a fake out, and then 4-hour time frame gave a full bullish confirmation at around 34,500 and 33,500 area. So since then, as I said, that we had over 30% spot profit. So at the moment, if we're going to manage to stay above on the 4-hour time frame, the upper line of this resistance, then the next resistance is going to be between 45 and all the way up to $47,000. In the last video, that in the 48 hours ago, I said clearly, if we're going to break and stay below in the next 48 and 72 hours below the resistance number 1, then 4-hour will be highly likely under the consolidation. However, in yesterday's, with this bullish candle, with the news of Coinbase, then we managed to stay above the resistance number 2. So at the moment, 4-hour is heavily again moved towards the bullish territory. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. As soon as we lost the $41,000, 2-hour time frame entered into a consolidation zone. So in the last video also I mentioned that highly likely we're going to come and if we're going to lose in the 24 to 48 hours this zone, 2-hour will be going into the bear territory. However, weak bearish confirmation came, but we managed with this candle, yesterday's candle, with the news that we managed to break again, stayed above the resistance number 2, the lower line. So at the moment, the 2-hour time frame just now confirmed the bullish signal. As long as we're going to be staying above the lower line of this resistance, ideally the upper line of this resistance number 1, highly likely we will go and test the $46,000. If we're going to look at 1-hour time frame, 1-hour time frame, as soon as we broke the 41,000, 40,500 level, 1-hour time frame moved towards the bear territory. However, yesterday, as you can see, we managed to break this again, the lower line of this resistance number 1, and came, retested it, claimed it as a support week to week, dollar to dollar. We held it, and since then we are going towards the upside. So on the 1-hour time frame, bullish confirmation came as soon as we held the lower line of this resistance number 1. So as long as we're going to be, as I said, staying above this resistance, lower line of this resistance, then we're good to go to test the $46,000. Moving to Ethereum price actions. As soon as we had this double bottom scenario, which I covered clearly in the last video, as you can see, we went all the way up, highly likely from 2,400, 2,500. And for those ones who are new to the channel, if you can go back to these dates and you see how we played this price action, and from there expected we had a rejection. First level was around 2,000 level. As soon as we lost highly likely, as I said, the price action will come to test the $1,725. As long as we're going to be holding this $1,725, highly likely we will go and test in the first place the resistance number 1, in the second place that we're going to go all the way up to resistance number 2. So as you can see, we played dollar to dollar, week to week. That level of upper line of this support number 1 held perfectly on the daily time frame, as you can see on the lower time frame. Once we had this daily candle, and then retest took place with the next day, and then since then, as I said, we went all the way up towards the resistance number 1 and 2. So these resistance and support lines, again, I'm mentioning that we've been following over 2 months since the 4th of June. However, on the daily time frame, maximum the price action may come around 3,050 and all the way up to 3,150. From there, I'm expecting a decent pullback in the market alongside with the other alts as well as for the BTC. And the 3,100 level is going to be a 46,000 level for the BTC. Moving on to a lower time frame, 4-hour time frame. And as you can see on the 4-hour time frame, how we played, that was actually the actual bottom in order to take a long. However, that was on the lower time frame. If you wanted to take a long on the 4-hour time frame, as soon as we held and break this resistance line, tested, as you can see, again, dollar to dollar, cent to cent, we held it. Since then, we went all the way up to the resistance number 2. So our expectation was in the midterm that first target price was resistance number 1 and resistance number 2. So at the moment, once I'm looking at the high time frame, which is daily, highly likely the price action will come 3,150, 3,200 levels, and from there, as I said, highly likely we will see a rejection because daily time frame heavily under the bear's control. So if we're going to calculate it from the actual bottom, which clearly mentioned in the video that we took it on around the 18th, 17th of July, highly likely the price action will come upper line of this support, and then we will go in the first place to the resistance number 1. And that provided us, as you remember, 48%, nearly 50% spot profit. And in the last video, I clearly mentioned that when the price action came all the way up to the resistance number 2, this pullback was expected. And as I said, we will see how the price action will react. The lower line of this resistance number 1. So as you can see, we held it dollar to dollar, week to week, and then since then we went all the way up to resistance number 2, the upper line. So again, I'm expecting the price, as I said, I'm going to be taking decent. I won't be targeting 3,100, 3,200. It is ideal if you're going to target 3,000 and 3,050 levels. So if you took it since the 20th of July, if one took it this from the actual bottom on the lower time frame, the target level could be given 77-80% spot profit. And if you're the leverage trader, 10 times would have been given you 800%, and 5 times, which is a decent leverage, that would have provided you a 400% profit. So as I said, the bullish confirmation came as soon as we managed to break the resistance line, retested it as a support. Since then, 4-hour time frame moved towards the upside. At the moment, 4-hour time frame is heavily under the bull's control. If you want to learn all these technical analysis, what I'm showing, and if you want to become an independent professional trader, or you're interested in the institutional trading system, you can message me via Telegram at Magnate8, and one-on-one intense masterclass is available. It only takes you 5 to 10 hours to learn this all. And during the mentorship, I will teach you a day trading, i.e. scalping, swing, and as well as the long-term as an investor trading systems. Moving on to 2-hour time frame. The 2-hour time frame, the confirmation came once we broke the 2000 level, which is a black line, as you can see. That's very important level of the Fibonacci. We stuck week to week rejection that we had around there. You can see once we managed to break the level of 2000, claim it as a support, right? You can see 6 hours with these 3 candles, week to week held, dollar to dollar, we held it, and since then 2-hour time frame started moving towards the upside. If one took it on the 2-hour time frame, right from this level all the way, we're targeting resistance number 1, which is 27%. The next resistance was, as long as you didn't lose the 2-hour time frame, the 4-hour time frame is a bullish, so 40% if you were targeting the resistance number 1. Highly likely, as I'm saying, now the price action will go to 3,050, 3,150. You could have been in profit over 50% spot profit. So 2-hour time frame heavily under the bull's control. Moving on to 1-hour time frame. Again, on the 1-hour time frame as well, we're bullish, expecting the price action to go there. And then if we're going to lose under 1 hour, 2 hour time frames, the lower line of this resistance, the price action highly likely will come to the resistance number 1, which is going to be acting as a support in that time. Also on the higher time frame, we may see a test of resistance level, which is going to be 2200 and 2300 level. However, it is slightly early for us to talk about these levels at the moment. I'm going to watch closely once we're going to reach the 3000 level, and then we will do a further analysis. We came to an end of this episode, and if you guys enjoyed it, do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.